some water. Ooh.
Aora, a world where mortals live, die, and are reborn through the turning of the wheel. The cycle of reincarnation watched over by the gods, and made possible through pillars of a mystical substance known as Audra. 5 years ago, you traveled from your home to the Deerwood, a nation that had waged war against the incarnated god of light, Aethys, resulting in his destruction. The country suffered from a plague of Hollowborn, infants born without souls, that many believed was punishment for killing a god. In an ancient, secluded ruin, you witnessed a secret ritual that inadvertently transformed you into a Watcher. One who can see and speak with souls. The ritual also gave you horrible visions, waking nightmares of a past life that threatened your sanity. To put them to rest, you pursued the man who had led the ritual, a seemingly immortal agent of the gods, known as Theos Ix Arcanon. With divine assistance, you confronted and defeated Theos, ending your visions and resolving the Hollowborn crisis. In so doing, you also learned the great secret that Theos had protected. That the ancient empire of Anguith had transformed themselves into gods. Your visions finally put to rest, you retired to the castle of Cadnua, built atop a massive statue of pure Audra, where you ruled in relative peace and prosperity.
Made a nice story. You fixing up that old keep? Lifting the curse? Must have told it 100 times. But something got to gnawing at me. Thinking the spirits there weren't really at rest. That maybe the gods weren't finished with us. God came back. He would forgive us. Last the trouble with dreams. Sooner or later, we all have to wake up.
And so you wake to a sleepless world, the in-between of life and death. Follow your memories. You have been here before.
You have seen past the shroud. You are a Watcher now, and a Watcher you will stay.
A Watcher sees souls, knows their pasts, and the souls see them back.
A dubious honor, inheriting a fortress both broken and cursed. What is a god? Hmm? A higher power? A rewarder of good deeds and punisher of the wicked?
The gods aren't real, but something else entirely. Something created by people.
And did you ever consider that these were things you were never meant to understand? That their comprehension is beyond you?
Let the world see. Let them decide what to do.
The wheel has turned again, Watcher. Come.
An aged dwarf shares this strange floating platform with you. His face is creased by so many wrinkles that his features lie buried amid shadowy pockets of skin. Still, the dwarf's well-practiced habits have left telltale tracks of a welcoming rictus across his visage. You can see his smile coming before it blooms, reshaping the dwarf's face from a hanging sack of flesh into something resembling an oddly carved, merry gourd, replete with unhealthy bumps and discolored splotches.
Sit. Please. Thank you for joining us, Watcher of Cadnua.
The gaunt woman seated at the table is clad in time-worn black armor that seems too massive for her to move in. A pale, slender neck rises from the gorget, topped by a hollow face. The milky skin stretched across it is delicate and translucent, like parchment that has been scraped clean too many times. She is preoccupied with the arrangement of cards on the table between you. With each movement, her armor squeaks and groans as though bearing an incredible weight. She places a final card, gives a nod of satisfaction, and raises her eyes to meet yours.
Your brush with the divine has drained you of your powers, fractured your memories. Look upon these cards. They represent the courses of your life. You alone know best how they flowed. Arrange them to fit what you remember.
I got every companion killed. Every companion killed. You know what? Why
Does
not?
everything appear to be in order? Good. Welcome to the Beyond. I am Bera. One half, anyway.
She points a finger in the direction of the dwarf who led you here. Though the movement is slight, her gauntlet squeaks like a rusty hinge. The dwarf's rictus returns as he nods in the woman's direction.
Tell me, do you remember when we last met? You prayed for my help in reaching Theos, beyond the Court of Penitence, and pledged yourself to me. You made similar vows to Rimmergond, Helia, and Galawain.
The skin of her face pulls tight as the edges of her mouth curl into a macabre smile.
The wheel turns for all mortals, Watcher. You had to know that sooner or later your turn would come.
She slaps a card down, a broken bell in a tower. The crack of the card on the table ripples through your soul like a shockwave, leaving you momentarily disoriented. Her fingertips slowly drag away from the card, faintly creaking as they retreat across the table.
There will be time to deal with that later.
Her black eyes stare through you, unblinking, for a long, uncomfortable moment.
Ooh, this is bad. Already staring at me.
You had need of the gods once before. Now it seems we have need of you. The being that occupied Odnua's statue beneath your castle was the dead god, Aothus. Of this we are certain. What we do not know is what his intentions are. Though Aothus stole a large fragment of your soul, you were strong enough to survive the onslaught and enter the in-between. You and he are still connected. He has chosen a body made of living Audra, perfused with the power of thousands of souls, including yours. It should be little difficulty for an experienced watcher to find him.
Why don't you just do it yourself?
Taking a physical form in Aora is fraught with peril. Most mortal minds and bodies are incapable of containing divine power. It can lead to problems, as Aothus learned not long ago.
Her armored hand gingerly places a card sideways on the table. It features a man with a burst of light instead of a head.
Well, I'd like to find him as much as you would. He destroyed my castle and killed who knows how many people around it.
I know. It is my business to know. 322 in Cadnua and your surrounding lands. Their souls remain in Aothus still. You have the power to save them. Serve me and I will return you to your body. Or don't, and return to the wheel.
I kind of want to take the wheel. I'll take the wheel.
Unfortunate. This will prove much more difficult without someone of your unique talents and circumstances.
She raises her gauntleted hand and gestures to the dwarf hovering at the periphery. The dwarf nods, the supernaturally wide smile returning to his face. He gestures for you to follow him.
You know what? Let's try it.
No sooner has Bareth spoken than you feel yourself dissolve. It is not an unpleasant sensation, something between falling asleep and drifting on a warm current. Your essence is pulled through the Audra, where it mingles with the stuff of thousands of other souls. Your thoughts, your memories, even your identity as the Watcher, fade like a dream. Eventually, your soul reforms and finds its way into a small, crawling thing of fur and claws. You know the world by sound and scent, as food and danger. The concerns of gods and nations are beyond you. It is a simple and satisfactory existence, though your mind can conceive of no other. Whether it is a long one will depend upon the Watcher Bareth chooses in your stead.
So am I like a rat now? Or maybe a druid. Wow! Oh, wow. So you just die right off rip. Okay, so don't ever do that again, I guess. Path of the Damned, scaling upwards, start and skip intro. Wow. So the game just literally kills you right off the bat when you return to the wheel. just live your life as a rat until Bareth decides to bring your soul back in if the world isn't ended by then. Oh, there's a thing for everything. Well, no more of that.
And you can
Make sure I pick better options this time. Not have my game end in 2 seconds.
Sit. Please. Thank you for joining us, Watcher of
a pail. She's
your brush.
Everything's
Does
bad
everything
again.
good?
The dwarf.
Tell me, do you pray you made the wheel? There will be time. You had the being, though Aeth, you and he are still. No,
She dealt.
I know. Their souls remain in Aethys still. You have the power to save them. Serve me, and I will return you to your body. Or don't, and return to the wheel.
Let's get on with it.
Good. Before you return to Aora as my herald, you must remember who you were, the last whisper of life in death.
For a moment, the sockets of her eyes darken, leaving the pits of a death's head gazing out at you.
When you can picture your own face, the beyond will lead you back to your own kind, to the world of mortals.
Alright, now it's time for the character customization. Okay. Do multi-class. Frenzy. Now I could go monk and get lots of extra damage, or go fighter and get the passive healing per turn, which will help with the frenzy. Get devoted, and then I think the crowd control will be a lot better. Okay. Because let's say in the late game I get a weapon, it's like 20 to 25. Say I have a 20% damage bonus. It's not a whole lot. It's like an extra, what, like 5 damage? So if I then I also have frenzy, so that'll compensate for the lack of points I have in extra points in Constitution. About 30% bonus. Probably going to want ability duration. And then combination of action speed and dexterity. Maybe one to resolve. And then I could probably get an extra point into accuracy if I get more perception. And then I think I won't need sleight of hand right away. I'm going to need some stealth. I don't even think I can get any stealth in any of these. Yeah, no, I can't. I'll just have to make it rogue. I'll just go for the athletics then. Well, actually, I already get passive athletics just from being a fighter and a barbarian, so I can just go for survival mechanics. So I can pick luck, and I can only get one weapon of choice for the increased critical damage because of my devoted. So I think I will go with, could go with a two-hander, or I could go with one-hand warhammers. There's not much difference between a two-handed and a one-handed besides additional stats if you get unique weapons. So I think I'll go with warhammer. In terms of portraits, I'm pretty sure there's not a lot of portraits for the Orlans. Probably gonna have a beard, so let's go with this one. That brown looks a little weird. Well, it's kind of like the, yeah, that's probably the fur pattern part. Their eyes don't glow as intensely as the female's eyes do, looks like. Ew, what is that? You got beat up? Not too much difference in those two. Guess I'll go with the battle scarred. Ah, fuck it. What we got down here? Oh man. That looks a little wild. That does not suit. Nah. Nope. Man, that forehead is huge. I would do this. I don't think I'm going to. think it'll look better once I get a beard on. No, we'll do that. Oh, is there no... There's no beard. There's no beard. Where? Is there no beard, dude? Damn. Oh, isn't that unfortunate? I'm just gonna be bald then. It's like a red. Actually, and change the eye color. Yep, there you go. It's not as bad now. Do have to change the portrait though. I mean, that would probably be closer to what it is. In terms of voice, the Vox and Mechana voices do a little bit too frequent. You could tone it down, but I don't see it too much.
I'll take a peek.
Blue. Lotto. So I chose everything bad. I wonder what companions I'll even have, if any.
Go forth now, Watcher, as my herald. Know that I do not give you this title lightly. When the time comes, you will have the power to reveal the souls that cling to you, to open the gateway from the in-between to the waking world. Find Aethys. Learn his plans. When I have cause to talk to you, I will summon you.
With a quick gesture of her hand, you feel a sharp pain in what would be your chest. The pain continues, intruding deeper into your soul. Looking down, you see a small lump of darkness roiling within you. The darkness lingers there, but the pain abates and fades entirely within the span of a few seconds.
A chime. Do not fear, Herald. It will not harm you unless you choose to cross me again.
The pits of her eyes darken briefly, flashing a death's head your way. The translucent mask quickly returns, and her gauntleted hand gestures to the dwarf hovering nearby. The dwarf nods, contorts his face with his odd smile, and gestures to a new door.
Alright. Kind of move a little quicker the Orlan. Oh, so now I spawn in with no companion whatsoever. Oh, so that means do I have to fight everyone by myself? Oh, I'm gonna that's an instant KO.
The return to your body feels like waking after a fitful drunken sleep. The rocking of the ship sends pain jolting through your limbs. Crashing waves hammer inside your skull.
My lord, have you returned to us?
The voice echoes from inside the bust. the remains of the steward of Cadnua.
How are you feeling?
Alive.
Given what you've suffered, that is no small accomplishment. I hate to cast a pall over your recovery, but I'm afraid I have some bad news for you. Cadnua has been destroyed. Aethus possessed the statue of Maros Nua and rose from the ground, consuming the souls of all nearby. It is only by the exceptional strength of your soul that you survived. And even then, just barely. The further Aethus withdrew, the weaker you became. We chartered this ship and followed him to the Deadfire archipelago. I know not how, but it seems he has retained a piece of your soul, and proximity to it has brought you back.
Misfortunes brewing topside. Migrants fires the captain stirs.
An older man with ale-sour breath rubs his bloodshot eyes and stares at you.
Engrim, the smell of drink on your breath could wake the very dead. Now what's this about?
Pirates. They're demanding parley with you, Captain.
It would be wise to arm yourself first, my lord. You'll find equipment in the wardrobe next to me.
Alright.
You should The pirates of Deadfire are notorious. I suggest you deal with them quickly.
We here? A little sloop? Lost and alone in the storm?
A surely brutish-looking captain stands stiff, backing before his crew, scowls as he assesses you as here, whipping about his ears in the wind.
I'll be taking your ship now, if you don't mind. And especially if you do. Give her up easy, and I'll see you get a swift death. It'll be bloody and agonizing, sure. But at least it'd be quick.
The storm is pretty loud. Did you say you're surrendering? How strange.
You got a smart mouth on ya. Careful. That'll get you killed faster than any blade.
He grins to show crooked teeth.
Listen up, mates.
He cracks his neck as he addresses his crew.
I'm off to spear me a bigger fish. One with sharper teeth like. I'm trusting you lot not to cock this up. Don't damage the sloop when you take it. Play with the crew if you'd like, but don't bring me any prisoners. None that are alive.
You heard, Bedwith! After him!
Alright. So I still have a little bit of crewmates. Alright, let's do this. die soon. He's not doing too good. Okay, this one's still pretty much full. He's got a decent amount of health left. This one's just about to die. Okay. How much health? Still a decent amount there too. Ooh. Instead. Oh, I didn't even activate my, there we go. Ooh, 29. Big damage difference. The activation. Alright. No! He killed one. Damn it. Hoping we keep at least one alive. But casualties weren't too bad. You've defeated the pirates, but you're not out of trouble yet. The storm picks up, lashing your ship and driving you dangerously close to a rocky shore. The Defiant's crew hurries to reduce sail and batten down the hatches. They work quickly, but the ship is still listing heavily. Just then, a loose crate tumbles toward you, gathering speed on the rain-slicked deck. It misses you, but knocks Chidupek, one of your deckhands, off his feet. The Defiant heaves. Chidupek pitches over the side. He grabs onto the rail, but his fingers are slipping. He cries out for help. Meanwhile, the runaway crate totters on the edge of the deck, ready to plunge overboard. You recognize the symbol on the front and realize it likely contains a salvage from Cad Noir, your keep. Rescue Chidupek. You grab Chidupek's arm just as his grip fails. For a tense moment, he hangs suspended over the roiling sea. Then, with a mighty tug, you pull him back onto the deck. You hear a heavy splash. The crate from Cad Noir is gone. Chidupek, meanwhile, nods in gratitude and hurries to his station. Meanwhile, the storm has nearly driven you ashore. A flash of lightning reveals a treacherous coastline, an Eothas striding into the distance. The lookout barely has time to shout a warning before the Defiant runs aground. The impact hurls you from the deck and into a froth of waves, bodies and splintering debris. You struggle toward the beach just ahead, even as the surf tugs you forward toward the open sea. You kick and paddle with all your might until at last you feel sand between your fingers. Pulling yourself ashore, you collapse. Oh, it's February 1st today. You wake to the sound of waves and the taste of sand in your mouth. You have survived the storm to wash onto an unfamiliar shore, and the sand around you lies the scattered debris from the wreckage of the Defiant. Nearby, you spot a familiar stone bust.
It's a relief to see you awake, my lord. I worried you were in for another long sleep.
Your steward appears to be lodged between some rocks. Despite this, her tone is warmly cheerful. Where are we?
Difficult to say for certain. The Deadfire is spotted with islands, some quite small. The good news is that if the storm hasn't spun us round entirely, I'd say we're in charted waters. I believe the Valian Trading Company operates in the region. Hence that little visit from that wretched pirate captain.
Can we patch up the ship?
Patching the hull is only the start. You're going to need help getting the Defiant out to sea again. And a crew, for that matter. Whatever your aims, I'd say you have a better chance of accomplishing them with some assistance. Let's look for survivors first. Supplies after that. For now, I'd say your best bet is to find some sign of civilization. If nothing else, we may be able to hire on a shipwright. My lord, if it is not too taxing, could you explain how it came to pass that you were returned to us?
My soul passed into the beyond, and Bareth gave me a choice. Find Eothas or die.
That isn't much of a choice. But castle or no castle, you are still my lord, and I will aid you to the best of my ability.
Alright.
Hope the rest of those sodden bastards made it.
Nothing in those crates. Is there? No.
I got this.
Help! Somebody! Per con Blanca!
The Defiant is looking far worse for wear after its unexpected landfall. The hull has splintered in several places along the keel, while the tattered sails stand as evidence of your battle with the pirates. The deck of the Defiant is well out of reach from here. The ship groans like a beached whale each time the waves roll in, but it doesn't seem to be listing further. You may be able to climb up. Scale the hull by hand. You climb nimbly up the side of the ship and reach the top without so much as breaking a sweat.
You're looking better, Casita. That, or I'm worse off than I thought.
The sheen of sweat on her brow and the wane cast to her features believes Irina's casual greeting.
It's my leg.
Lies.
Matico. It hurts even worse than it looks.
Irina's leg bears a bloody gouge along the length of her shin, and the swelling around her knees suggests a nasty break. Have you seen anyone else?
Funny thing, it's hard to see much from the underside of the barrel.
What happened?
I was a stubborn Postanaga. I was trying to fasten this mess down when we struck shore. Barrel rolled right over my leg.
Oh.
Everything we've been through, and I'm nearly done in by a cask of rum.
Hang on, I'll carry you back down.
Quite romantic, Casita. I'll try not to hold it against you if you drop me.
Alright, there's one down. What's in here? Sword, potion of minor healing, and some spark crackers. Pretty sure there's some boars over here. I knew it.
Yeah.
He didn't get the first hit though, so that's good. Try and attempt a knockdown.
I'll teach you a lesson.
Ooh, that one hurt.
Of course. How do you like that? Hey there.
Show 'em how it's done. Ah. Spy! Magran here! My flame burns yet! Is that ye?
Eld Engrim appears to be in sound condition, though his wax jacket is soaked through. He praises you with blurry-eyed amusement.
You woke just in time for the fun. Fighting off motherless raiders one moment, flung into the freezing depths of Ondra's bosom the next.
Engrim's eye twitches as he flashes a smile notable for its extraordinary absence of teeth.
Aye. Magran learns us poor bastards that a little excitement's good for the heart.
The last Magranite to travel with me wasn't quite up to the goddess' challenge.
Aye, poor Durance. May the mad Horson see better days come the next turn of the wheel. There's nae getting the ship back underway without repairs. Yonder road inland seems the best chance of that. You want to be kicking some of the corpses before you go, see if some cry out. We need a crew if we're to set sail. I'll see you at the campfire, Captain. Magran's flame warms my soul, but these ale bones need a touch of the real thing.
You'll find Irena there.
Good, good. I'll keep an eye out for others, Watcher, if you'll do the same.
Alright.
Hey, fancy seeing you here.
Spirit's voice warps and shifts, muted as if by a great distance. Even so, he grins brightly at you.
I can't see much of anything, really, apart from you. Just endless gray. What happened?
The ship ran aground in the storm. You died.
Storm? That's strange. You'd think a man would recall a storm. It's like someone cut away a part of my memory. There's just this big black hole. It's weird. I thought death would be different. Big light and so on. But I don't see anything at all. Just you.
Bareth charged me with guiding souls to the afterlife, so I suppose you're my responsibility now.
Oh. Suppose that sounds nice enough. I'll follow you then, shall I?
Come along then. Oh,
Right here.
there's another door.
Yeah. Try this. Absolutely. Hey there.
Mind the boars, Watcher. I can't hold them back.
Didn't think death would be so boring.
How do you like that? Hey there. My pleasure. Hey there.
I'll teach you what I said.
It is good to see you well, Watcher. I believe the boars were hoping for easy meat.
Chittipek greets you with a relieved nod and checks the pistol at his hip.
The bosun, Beadle, is in that cave over there. Ran in after a boar. Stubborn old dwarf.
So why are you out here?
I was able to calm one of the boars with a spell. For a time, at least. By the time I was through, I had lost sight of Beadle. I remained here, hoping he would return quickly. He has not.
I'll look for Beadle.
I will make for the campfire. I must get this pistol cleaned if it's going to be of any use.
Alright.
Give me a real challenge.
That fight looks intense. Will I even be able to save there though? Because it's just a meme because of the path I chose. And everything spawns in great number in this difficulty as well. This is going to be a little rough. I don't have Barras Bell, unfortunately, so I can't use that either. There it is. So we got a torch, wand, some medical supplies.
I got this. I got this.
Okay, so going to grab some accuracy.
They'll never know I'm here. Of course. Yeah. Try this. Yeah. I'll teach you. I'll get the next one.
6, 9, 12.
Right here. My pleasure.
So, I think I want to go up here.
We've got company.
3 skeletons. Alright. Let's go ahead and back up a little bit. Hopefully I can get the first hit in. Oh, no, don't do that. Okay.
Absolutely. That looks like it hurt.
Ooh, nice. Got a nice crit right there. Ooh, that was a lot of damage. Ooh. Oh, man. That's annoying. He got two turns over me because of his initiative. I'm gonna have to stealth in and hopefully get rid of the gunsman. For that, I'm gonna have to go around this time. Wish the load times weren't as long on console, but it's also my PS4. I'm very old, unfortunately. believe. I believe. Alright. This I'm gonna save it after I kill the beetles. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna test out the sword in my offhand first. And then copy the warhammer to the second loadout.
Watch and learn. Easy does it.
I should be fine now.
Hey there. My pleasure.
Alright. Now, instead of going that way, I'm gonna go around this time. It's a lot harder to do without the additional companion. Do not have that many points in stealth either. And that one has a construct and the two. Yeah, I'm not gonna go that way.
They'll never know I'm here.
I'm gonna have to try and do this fight again. Alright, get to the back.
Right here.
Alright. Oh, I'm flanked, man. Alright, who... Pretty sure it's this one that has the gun. Actually, yeah, it's gotta be. Alright. Okay. Let me try Terrify. It's gonna cost a turn now. Oh, it's not gonna do anything. It's that one! God damn it.
Not my best moment.
Okay. He did 20 and 17, 14. I only healed 20 a turn.
Absolutely. So that's how it's going.
Hopefully I'll live this turn. Ooh, 22.
I'm not
14.
Not at my best.
Alright, I'm gonna have to go back to the town and get some people and then come back over here. Because without the additional companions, it's a lot harder to do this. I knew I shouldn't have did that option. It's unfortunate. Man, those damn skeletons hit so hard. Damn. World is crazy. Apparently, one of my friends was told by an old man, and the old man asked her, how did her ass get so round and fat, and what type of underwear does she wear under her dresses while she's at work? That is disgusting. That is crazy. Alright, so instead, it's gonna speed it up here. Gonna grab this and this.
Watch and learn.
And go to town. And then I'll come back here later. I'm going to need a priest, a tank, an archer, and a mage. I can get the priest from the caravan, so that won't be too bad. So I'll just need the tank and a mage and a hunter. And that should be okay. Alright. Gonna go around. Hopefully Bedo doesn't die. Oh. Alright. These are all the DLCs being listed. 15 hard track. Ooh. I reduced might, so I don't even think I'll be able to help these guys with their caravan. In the distance, you see a simple wagon. The angle at which it rests on the road, one side jutting above the other, suggests that it has been damaged or disabled. Even from your vantage, you can make out kith milling around it. Approach openly. As you near the cart, you make out a group of Redisarian pilgrims in rough spun linen and cottons. A single draft horse stamps at the ground impatiently as two of the pilgrims argue over the front right wheel, which seems hopelessly stuck in the mud. One of the pilgrims notices you. Her step back draws the attention of the others, and a man in well-worn gabardine steps forward. The weight of deep concern hangs on his face. Did the dreams bring you here as well? The other pilgrims look to you with a mix of apprehension and hope. Dreams. We are farmers come from Redisarius to work the colony fields here. We're believers, all to the one in the light of Eothas. The other pilgrims nod fervently in agreement. A woman with a smiling baby lifts the infant's hand to wave. We've been having dreams. 3 stars sailing through the sky, piercing the black of a storm cloud. Figured it must be him, Eothas, calling to us. So we came here to the place we saw in our dreams. The pilgrims look around, matching their sleeping memory to the present. We saw the giant pass with 3 stars on his brow, but he sighs and gestures to the wagon stuck in the mud. Sad to say, we could not follow him. Wheels stuck as stuck gets. None of us are strong enough to lift that corner up to get something under it. More than one of us tries and we just get in each other's way. The other pilgrims nod and stretch, suddenly remembering their aching bodies. Inspect the wheel. Or expect the wagon. Let me take a look at it. A brief inspection reveals that the wagon is undamaged, but the wheel is stuck fast in the mud. We have some wood, the old man says as he gestures to the back of the wagon. If we can get the wheel up, we can slide that neath it. Inside the wagon, you see several planks of wood. A small box of valuables sits to the side. One of the younger Dawn Stars looks at you eyes wide. Reckon you can lift it? Ooh. I don't think we'll do an attempt. Ooh. Could I? No. You square yourself to the corner of the wagon, reach down and lift up. The wheel unsteadily rises from the mud, and one of the young Dawn Stars starts to get a board underneath it. Just then, your strength fails you. The wagon's corner slips from your grasp, and the wheel slams down on the misaligned board and the young man's hand with a sickening crack as he cries out. The wheel slides off of the board and even deeper into the mud. Gods above, the old man kneels to tend to the boy, then looks at you. I thought you were here to help us, not hinder us further. Several of the Dawn Stars glower at you and mutter to each other. 1 hour passed as a result. Threaten them. Nah. I'm afraid there's nothing I can do for your wagon. The pilgrims nod, disappointed, but thank you for your time, and bow their heads as you leave them behind. The old man calls out to you as you go. Take care of yourself and your soul, traveler. Whether you came for Eothas or not, we know in our hearts that he has come for us. Some fresh fruits. Burial site. Juana tribes traditionally heap their dead onto pirogues or give their bodies to the deep sea, but mounds like these suggest that rangas of honor, wealth, and distinction were buried nearby. Is it rangas or ranges? I can't see from here. Oh well. You go back to exploring the burial site. Keep searching this location. You continue poking around the burial site for anything useful, and find a charming trinket wrapped in the dried grasses. You have gained item, Ring of Unshackling. The item was put into your stash. Keep searching. You continue poking around the burial site for anything useful. 3 hours have passed. You find an offering of coins near the remains. You have gained an item, 19 baby pearls. Keep searching. Continue poking around the burial site for anything useful. 2 hours have passed. You have gained an item, ingredients, balloon. Continue poking around the site. 3 hours has passed. Gain Azada shell. That's it. Didn't get a cloak, fortunately, but got a ring. I think you could get a ring just like this one though, at the Port Mage. I'm not gonna have much money either. I think I could get 1,000 coppers from the tavern. Port Mage, the harbor. Alright, it's nighttime.
Please, everyone stay calm.
The man at the center of attention appears to be fielding inquiries from both the gaggle of townsfolk gathered around the platform and a rather severe-looking Amwa woman standing just beside him.
Please, everyone remain calm. I assure you I will do everything in my power to get you the answers you need. Our friends among the Huana
have offered you hospitality and safety from the storms.
The Amwa woman folds her arms.
Yes. I think we are all keenly aware of the debt of gratitude we owe to the...
I have personally seen to the safety of your homes. Now you will do the same for our families.
What about our families?
What about the ships? How are we supposed to feed ourselves? If everyone would...
As Clario's gaze sweeps across the crowd, it falls upon you where it remains. A few more heads turn to see what has caught the governor's attention.
It's one of the pirates.
At this alarmed cry, the whole of the crowd turns to regard you. A startled, expectant hush falls upon the gathered throng. My ship ran aground just south of here. I need help.
Two of my guards reported a ship flying deer wooden colors, fallen prey to a private vessel. That would be your ship, I assume.
The crowd quiets somewhat at that, though you still find yourself the target of a few glares.
That would make him lucky. Your own vessels do not usually fare so well.
The woman regards you with a bland curiosity.
Quite.
I just need some repairs, and I'll be on my way.
Percamblanca, everyone, forgive me. I believe this matter requires my attention. You have my word that I will keep you apprised of any changes. Especially you, Mr. Ikawa.
Do not flatter me with Valian titles. You are distracted with your newcomer and wish me gone. But I will not go far, Governor Clario.
Geralde, as for you, stranger, let us speak at my estate. We'll discuss your predicament.
Alright. What is... That's a craftsman. He's tall.
Easy does it.
And I do not have a lot of stealth, so I will not be able to really pickpocket people.
You have to do something. Any of us could be next.
Percamblanca, don't tell me you're here to complain too.
The guardsman covers his face with his hand, groaning.
The virus. Are they recruiting right off of the docks? You would think the Juana were storming the Kraken's Eye as we speak.
What's going on?
A fight, Mestra. One of the Juana women attacked a merchant. He has come out the worse for it.
He jerks a thumb toward the nearby door.
Now every nationale in town wets himself in terror of losing his coin to the Amawa. We would bring in the thief, but Clario would not have us march into the village and defend Ikawa. Much longer, and I do not think any of us will have a choice in the matter. If you wanted the details of it, speak to Rinko himself. He will delight in telling you the tale.
Darmo makes a sharp, frustrated hand gesture and turns away. Alright. Oh.
I got this. I got this.
Come on.
Give me a real challenge.
Need to try. There you go. Grog. 15% damage with melee attacks and -1 to dexterity. May consider using that next time I rest. Stealth. See, Valiant, Commonwear, and Arbalest. Take that. Go ahead and pickpocket this man. Cannot. Requires one sleight of hand. Unfortunate. Definitely gonna have to make a rogue. Great sword, 18 to 24. Plus 20 defense when disengaging.
Tori, is that you? Wait, who are you?
The figure in the bed is a young Valiant man. The first thing he notices is that he seems to have been severely beaten. One eye is nearly swollen shut, and where his skin is revealed, it is a patchwork of livid bruises. He groans and winces as he props himself up, glaring up at you with one good eye.
Come to laugh? Madiko, this would not have stood in Ozia.
He yanks at the bedsheet, trying to cover himself. What happened to you?
Iswana. They are an unreasonable people. I was enjoying a night of cards when one of them attacked me, out of nowhere. I had not spoken a word to her, the mad devil. Look what she did to me. My ear.
He turns his head and you see that there is a scabbed over notch where a chunk of flesh has been torn away from his left ear.
When the fighting is over, she takes my coin purse and strides away, bold as anything.
So you lost a bar fight. No need to whine about it.
Chaudhry. This woman attacks me without provocation and suffers no consequence? The governor lets the Juana do as they please, and this is the result. I should be out there, helping to find our people. My wife, Zeneta, she is out there, and I...
He gestures feebly with an arm, grimacing.
Listen, I am without other means. She took my coin purse, my wages. How am I to pay the governor? How am I to feed my son?
His already bruised, purpled face reddens further.
That woman should be in the stocks. The guards do nothing. But you've heard me out at least. Do me the kindness of retrieving that coin purse, and I will give you what I can spare.
Maybe I can reason with this woman. Where should I start?
They call her Mokea. I imagine she's back in her village, feeling proud of herself, no doubt. Follow the road as it bends north. Then west. You can't miss it. A pile of sticks and straw.
With that, he sags back against the mattress, clearly exhausted. What is that? Chickpea flour, capsule charcoal, and 3 tablespoons of rose water. Should be popping in any moment now. Ew, what is that? Alright. Actually, how much money do I have? 585. So I can recruit at least 2 people.
What marvelous carvings!
So far.
Oh, yeah.
Ado, begging your pardon for the mess, sir. We have supplies here for the paying customer. Provisions for the road, perhaps? Have a look.
Do I want... Because this does 15 to 22. Maybe I'll hold on to that for now. Ring of Unshackling. Suppresses afflictions, but... it's not really worth a whole lot. It's only worth 140. I'm pretty sure she has a helmet down here, but I'm not gonna be able to afford it right now. What is this? Palm stone. Oh. Prayer supply.
Fresh fish!
Hagfish.
I'll take a peek.
Speed that up.
Race you to the coral.
No contest.
What? Just because you have webbed fingers and I can't swim?
You are a strange man. And what do we have here?
Another ring of Unshackling.
How are we supposed to fight a giant?
We don't. We run.
Where? There is water on it.
Torch and...
And then run in circles. Merla, leave me in peace.
I think I'm gonna be able to get close enough to go there, especially with all the people looking around.
Here you find civilization, amigo. But outside these walls, the jungle will eat you alive. That is, unless you prepare yourself, ne? Why?
Okay. What do these do? 200. 10% of incoming hits are converted to grazes from melee weapons. How much is this worth? 40 gradient. I'm sure it's used for some enchanting, but I don't really be enchanting anytime soon. Okay, what do we have in here? I'm gonna grab me another warhammer. And then I need some better armor. So armor rating of 9, armor rating of 7. prioritize getting people before I even hope to buy anything crazy. Okay. Now I need to grab a priest.
It's not right. I came here on the first ship.
Accept the light, and you shall be redeemed.
A woman shouts, arms raised high and wide. In each hand she grips a golden candle. The flames gutter wildly as she gestures to the crowd before her. The missionary holds a candle to drip wax in the shape of 3 stars on the forehead of each kneeling worshipper. One of them stumbles back, swiping the hot wax from his skin.
Sefutito, Madicchio, I did not sign up to be burned.
The priestess trembles her arms, face pinched with disappointment, and the warm sea breeze from the port, loose strands of her sun-streaked hair whip about her head like a living halo.
This flame is not for purification. It is for illuminating the darkness. Sanctification comes only as a result of your journey. But the light will guide your way.
She tilts her face toward the sky, eyes shut. She drags a shaky hand to dribble wax across her own brow.
Aethys has returned at last, but it's not too late to redeem ourselves.
As surely as my fingers are webbed, I tell you, gone, never left.
Despite her contrary words, the Juana woman shrugs, accepting the golden wax.
Sakes alive, Wanglis. Ain't we got more pressing matters to attend to than a baptism?
Arms crossed over her chest, a shorter, duskier woman watches the ritual with an ornery sort of expression, her delicate chin jutted up.
We just missed one of the biggest reap-ins of all time. What about the souls that need us?
As she steps forward, she reaches for a peculiar-looking lantern strapped to her hip.
Do not push me on this, you wayward child. You'd leave the living forlorn to service the dead?
Rather than discouraging the other Dawn Star, the accusation seems to kindle a stubbornness inside her. Shoulders set, she grins.
Here, I'll light them all at once.
Metal clanking, she sways an airily lit lantern in an intricate pattern before her. The priestess bites her lip, swinging harder and faster. Lithe arms hurtling the weapon with a deceptively hidden strength until she thrusts it hard out toward the crowd, splattering everyone with wax. That's one way to do it.
Hell yeah, it is. I call that the...
Grinning, she turns to get a good look at you and promptly chokes.
Are you by any chance looking to help the people I saw die in my dreams?
She ducks her head, cheeks flushing prettily.
I'm guessing you're not here for the baptism.
I'm looking for an Adra statue, yay high, inhabited by Eothas.
I knew it!
She clenches her grip on the sickle in her right hand.
Gon's been calling me here. Left the breadcrumbs in my dreams. I need to get inland. If you're going, I could help you. Swear on my soul.
Why do you want to... Actually, who's gone?
Gon's a smidge of darkness in the light. He was the part of Aethys who divined the dignity of dying, and the return journey to life.
Who are you?
Oh, hell. Now where are my manners? I'm Shodi, child of the Dawn Stars and priestess to Gon, at your service.
She thrusts a hand out for a friendly shake. You're a priestess of Gon, not Eothas. A dark smile curves up her lips and her eyes glint with a fierceness.
Darn right I am. Why? You know an awful lot about Gon?
Gon's an aspect of Eothas.
I think you mean he's all what's left. You did hear, Aethys died, yeah? When summer and spring have passed us on, well, that just leaves us autumn and winter and gone.
Well, that's a rather interesting view of it.
Figure I'm a bit unorthodox, but that doesn't mean I'm wrong.
More than unorthodox, it's profane.
Why do you want to go inland?
There are souls needing their last rites. I ought to shine them the light, else they might get lost.
Enough nonsense, Joti. No one knows if anyone's even died. You've no business going in there, risking your own safety, risking our mission.
Wanglyff, you guard the living and I guard the dead. Gon bids it and I dreamed it. Leave it be. We all serve our purposes. So what's yours?
I'm a watcher.
So you can see souls? That's a handy talent to have. I know my harvesting would benefit from it. And here you are, following my god. Watcher, will you take me with you?
A fine proposition. I'd enjoy the company of a priestess.
I know an offer rare as hen's teeth when I hear it. Yeah, I'm taking it.
She beams brightly.
You won't regret this.
A tad too eagerly, she saunters close beside you.
At least take care, child. Come back to us in one piece. If not for my sake, then Sauron's.
The older priestess sighs, shaking her head.
So don't tell her. What the High Priestess doesn't know won't hurt her.
Grinning, Shoti waves her brethren a curt parting. Okay, let's see here. Sister of the Reaping or Harvester of Gone. The priest.
Why does an islander get paid the same as I?
They're bigger than you, and they haul cargo without whining about it.
It's not right.
Actually, that's the upper floor. Yeah. No. All of this is
Divinity.
Sorry, we haven't any rooms for you.
The rather large man behind the counter glances your way, smiling grimly.
Guessing you're the one came in off that shipwreck down south. Not sure if that's good luck or bad, but here, I figure you deserve a drink.
He slides a murky pint of ale across the counter towards you. How can you tell?
No secret to it. We haven't had a new ship in port since the storm rolled through. And yet, here's a stranger in my tavern.
Divinity. I mean, I might get on Divinity. A little bit. Maybe not right now, though. Any chance you saw the fight between Rinko and Mohica?
Mokeho? That'll be the Juana the poor fool got into a dust-up with, I expect. Yeah, I saw it. Made a real mess, they did. The two of them were having a game of cards, far as I could see. Guess things between them soured in a hurry. I kicked the Juana out, had a few men carry what was left of Rinko home.
Just playing this game right now.
Could have been anything.
It's pretty hard, considering I'm playing on the hardest difficulty. Gotta be careful about fights and shit.
As far as I'm concerned, we owe the Storm Speaker for keeping the town in one piece. Don't mean I'd invite her people over for tea.
Combat can be simultaneous, or turn-based based on what you select before starting a new game, and difficulties just increase the power level of the enemies, and it increases how many enemies are in each encounter. Like if you put on the easiest difficulty, you'll see like 1 enemy, and if you play on the hardest, you might see like 5 or 6. And every enemy has their own weaknesses and strengths, so you have to battle based on them. Yeah, a couple days ago.
Well, yeah. Think maybe Rinko wasn't expecting one of the Juana to know the game so well. He looked real nervous by the end. Sure. Just hope you don't mean to dredge anything up again. Leave the feuding for the Blue Bloods. We're full up. You aren't the first outsider to turn up looking for a place to stay after their ride off the island ended up at the...
There's lots of lore and things like that, and lots of books you can read. With different content inside that explains like the world and the lore of the world, things like that.
To outstay his welcome. Real trouble is, he hasn't settled his bill. He's a merchant captain by the name of Galleon. I've given him a fair chance, but he's been a right prick about the whole thing. I've got a spare key.
Nah, it's just a single player
Chase him and
game.
his pals off, and the room's yours.
Yeah, it has a lot of replayability though.
I appreciate it. I don't want the man.
Yeah, because as you complete achievements in the game, you gain Barras Blessing, and basically you could play another playthrough and then have additional stuff like additional coins, or give you different types of perks that will help you in your journey in the next playthrough. And there's different paths you can take. Like you can change the history of your character and do everything wrong in the previous game, and basically everyone dies, so you spawn in alone without any help. Or you can be like a blessing, and you saved everyone and did everything right, and then spawn with companions. So there's a lot of things you could do differently in the game, and the game is very long. Like there's hella shit to do. Let me see. Yeah. Six, I believe. You can make your own characters, or you can recruit companions like around the world. Yeah. And if you do recruit companions, they're unique, so they have their own special weapons, their special armor, and special traits. And they also talk to you, and your actions affect them. So let's say you have the beginner companion, which is a pirate with you, one of your older friends from the previous game, and you do something wrong, he'll call you out on it. Okay. So the main story, their time estimate, depending on how fast you do it, is 40 hours for the main story, 55 hours if you do the main story plus extras, and if you do completionist, which is every trophy, 76 hours. That's assuming you don't die, and not including save or load times, depending on how fast your PS4 is. So yeah, you get all the DLCs included. So it's just $60 basically for everything. Because the game's already been out like on PC and things like that. It just now came out on console a couple days ago. So yeah. I mean, I could hop on Divinity now. Let's save it here. Oh damn!